Most people often want to optimize, Mounjaro and Zepbound injections to get and see the best possible results. And there's a lot of questions out there like, does injecting into a particular area promote more weight loss? And, is one area better to inject Mounjaro over, other areas? And we're going to answer some of these questions in this video today and a couple more as well. And I just want to say welcome back to my channel. I am Jen, and I have been on Mounjaro and Zepbound for over 14 months, and I'm sitting at 85 pounds down. But I wanted to do a video for you guys today on Mounjaro and Zepbound and how I use the pen, and just dive into a little bit about, the sites that were best for my weight loss, and also what I've learned recently while researching this topic. And I treat my injection each week as if it is my first injection I've ever done. I have a checklist in my head, and I can chat briefly later on in this video. But here in the States, Mounjaro and Zepbound is a single dose pre-filled pen. It's used one time a week, and in the instruction manual, there's 3 primary injection sites. There's the abdomen, the thigh, and the upper arm. And if you are right hand dominant like I am, I have no idea how you guys are able to inject into your right arm using your left hand. It is not happening for me. I have never done that. Then I also hear a lot about, how to properly use the Mounjaro Zepbound pen, and I actually deviate slightly from the instructions, but I remove the pen from the refrigerator. I leave the gray cap base on until I am ready to inject. I check the pen label to make sure that I have the right dose, because I do have some pens left over from when I moved up in strength, and I just quickly inspect to make sure that there's no damage to it. Make sure, the medicine is not frozen, somehow it got pushed to the back of my fridge, and just, it doesn't have particles and, isn't like colorless to slightly yellow. And I already know my injection site because I determined that prior to even taking the pen out of the fridge. I actually also sanitize the location with the alcohol prep pad. This is what I do. It is not recommended. I then pull the gray base cap off, put the cap to the side. And as a reminder, if you take the cap off, do not put it back on because it will damage the needle. And don't try to touch the needle. I know, sounds common sense, but don't. I unlock the pen. I place the pen on my skin. I don't stretch my skin. I don't press down hard. And then I just press the purple top and hold it there for 10 seconds. I literally count to 10, and then I remove the pen. And, I use my pen away from distractions. I've never let anyone try to help me. I think it just reduces room for errors, and I have yet to have a pen malfunction or, user error on my part. And like I said before, I treat each use of the pen as my first time. Now, I do slightly deviate my checklist from like the actual instructions, but because I do not rush the process, I don't feel as if I need to wait to unlock the pen until I place the clear base on my skin and, ready to inject. I unlock, then place, then inject. But you'll just need to find a foolproof method for you. And I'll run, this checklist in my head every single time I'm ready. Remove the pen, take the cap off, unlock the pen, place on site, press button, count to 10, dispose. It is what's in my head every time I use it. I keep it simple, and it has not done me wrong up until this point. Now, what is the recommended, or I guess the benefits of rotating Mounjaro and Zepbound injection sites? And it says that you should not inject into the same area every week, and all medications can be rotated between those 3 sites I stated before, and there's several reasons this is done. And some of the benefits of rotating your weekly injection between upper arm, stomach, and thigh, that can include things like it prevents repeated skin irritations, reduces the chances of infection by allowing your site to fully heal, promotes optimal absorption of the medication, and just really can avoid the development of fatty lumps at the injection site. And also, it just reduces chances of any scarring. And after I consulted with my doctor, I just stuck with the rotation around my belly button to start. I picked the easiest location for me, and since I've never had any irritations or felt the injection, I just stuck to it. So now to that $1 million question, what injection site is best? And you may not like my answer, but really there is not one injection site better than the other. The exceptions are if there's like, you have an active injury or major scarring, or your doctor gives you another reason that says this site needs to be off limits. It just completely depends on each and every one of us. There's actually a study on it that I found that each individual has better bioavailability and different injection sites, but as a group there was no difference. So other people's better injection site and yours could be completely different. But I'll say, I'm not a medical professional, but I just experiment. I did not have to do that until months into my Mounjaro weight loss journey. I just rotated left and right 2 inches away from my belly button as instructed just for several months. I find that to be the easiest. It was pain-free. And because I was seeing results with, no major side effects, I just didn't want to chance it and make any changes. But I did eventually change to my thigh when I hit a weight loss stall. I think it was around 10 months in, and it did not have any impact on side effects, but it did break my stall. But if you watch my stall videos, I also made some drastic changes to my workout schedule and my eating habits. But I've been injecting in my thigh for the past 4 months, and then just last week I decided, you know what? I think it's time to try my left arm. Once again, not sure what miracle I was expecting, but still the same little to no side effects and did not have an impact on my weight loss. But, injecting my arm, it was a little bit difficult, and I think I want to go back to my stomach because it's easier for me, and that's based on my history of over, 60 Mounjaro Zepbound injections. And for me, learning the injection site really had very little, impact on my weight loss. But I see a lot of people on Reddit and Facebook talk about appetite suppression with one area versus the other, and the impact it can have on their side effects. And please comment below if you've rotated around those 3 locations or just stuck to 1 or 2, and if you've noticed any differences based on your site location. I don't know, I'm just very fascinated how this affects each and every one of us just so differently. Like, I can say I lost most of my weight rotating around my stomach, and another could say their thigh was the best location for them. And that goes back to like what I said earlier. Each individual has better bioavailability in different injection sites. I recommend documenting your doses from day one. Document your dose, injection site, side effects, and weekly weight loss numbers. I tracked all of these metrics for the first 6 months, and like I said, I did not see any changes with my injection sites, and I didn't even think to change it because everything was working the way I wanted it to. I lost over 42 pounds in 3 months, and I'm now sitting at 85 pounds lost on my way to really trying to hit my 100-pound weight loss goal. But as I've said so many times in my other videos, we're not one size fits all, and what happens to me may not happen to you, but keep a good journal to review. I also loved going back and looking at mine recently. And also, don't get frustrated that 1 week you may have more appetite suppression or less food noise than the other. It may be, just as I'm calling it, an off week, and it has nothing to do with your site location or dose strength. But if you hit a weight loss stall, they recommend trying a new location. And if you're still not losing, maybe it's time to increase your dose, but talk to your prescribing doctor about that. But if you're new to taking Mounjaro Zepbound for weight loss, I say this all the time, do not overthink things, do not overcomplicate the process. I remember when I first started, I read about, skin irritations at the site location. And so for my first month, I would apply an ice pack after my injection, only just to be like, is this needed? So I stopped doing it, and I found that I didn't need to do it. And I've always just taken my shot out of the fridge and administered it. But there's also a lot of people that have said maybe leaving it on the counter for a while has helped those that either have, skin irritations at the site location or reduces stinging while administering. And as you can see in here, more and more people are now taking GLP-1s for assistance in weight loss. More data, more people are coming to the table with what's working and what's not working. And there'll probably be some changes in the near future, but I just want to leave you with this. Remember, we're not all the same. Take each injection as if it's your first time and relax. This, to me, should be the easiest part of our weight loss journey. I don't want to focus, or I should say, I don't want to focus so much on debating site locations or best time to take it. I want to make all my focus on healthy eating and working out. So I really hope you enjoyed this short video today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.